Here's what happened last time on Incredible Critics.
Yeah, and Nick Foles, if I were Nick Foles, all I would post online every single day for the next 2 weeks is don't call it a comeback. I never went anywhere except for the Rams for a little bit. except for the Rams. We are the Incredible Critics. Incredible not because we're great, but because our credibility should seriously be questioned. I am Ben Franco. This week, we are going to be talking about some TV show revivals as well as some Oscar nominations, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Joining me this week is Tim Gruber. Tim, how you doing?
What up? Doing good, Ben. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. Frankie is working.
Missing in action.
Missing in action.
He got a job.
Most importantly, he's not here. So no, he was trying to figure out how he can make it, and I was like, dude, don't worry about it. He's gonna try to rush home from work and all that fun stuff, and it was just gonna be crazy. So I was like, you know what, Tim and I got it.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah. Tim, how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been good.
Any what restaurant opening did you attend this week for free food?
This week for free pieces of paper. None this week. So it's been good. I think I'm finally recovered from from Buffalo Wild Wings last week.
I mean, remember when we in college we would do that all the time?
Oh, all the time.
No questions asked.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, that's the college life.
You ask me to stay up past midnight now, and I'm like, do I have to?
Please.
Do I not get up have anything
in the morning for the baby
weeks?
Or whatever?
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's crazy. Tonight is Emmeline has a little bit of some sort of weird sickness, so we might be needing to get up in the middle of the night to give her medicine.
I mean, can't you just set it out and let her do it?
Yeah, and be like, take this.
That's what I do for Noelle, and she seems to be fine.
She knocks it over every night, or drinks it. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what happens. It's gone in the morning, and that's all that matters.
It's gone. It's like a fairy. It's like the tailor in the shoes.
What?
Tailor in the shoes. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The tailor gets his magic cobbler. He's a cobbler? Oh, Brittany, at it again. Off camera tonight on the podcast.
We tried to talk her into being on.
And she's sitting over there during the intro giving me 10 excuses of why she would be the most amazing person to be on our podcast and refuses to come sit over here and be on the podcast. She says she's not nerdy enough. Brittany, you don't understand. It's only Frankie and I that are nerdy.
I was going to say, has she listened to anything I said?
Yeah, Ben is a film nerd, but not a nerd's nerd.
I mean, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
A cobbler. Magic shoes. Okay, the cobbler would say, I'll make the shoes, and then the elves came and made the shoes.
Okay.
It's like a...
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The joke didn't land with me. I'm sorry.
I quit.
No, don't go. Then I'm stuck with Frankie.
Yeah. Oh, no. What about you, Ben? How's your week been, man?
This week's been pretty good. This past weekend, we went out with Noelle for a whole afternoon, which is doing normal human being things.
Right.
We went to the store and then we went and walked around
together,
outside
as a family.
Yeah. But it's the first time we've been able to be outside of our home for more than an hour in 6 months.
Wow.
So yeah, that was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun, and the weather was great. So
you're branching out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, the weather's good again, and I'm sure it's gonna get better.
I love this spring weather. It's fantastic. You know what they say? February showers. I don't know.
Make cold mud puddles.
Well, let's get it started with talking about what we've been watching.
What?
Tim, what have you been watching this week?
Can I say Star Trek again?
I mean,
I'm trying to think through. Stuff I've been watching. Some YouTube.
So I was gonna say some
What's that?
wonderful cooking videos on making lasagna.
Making lasagna. Look, I sent the guys a video right a little bit ago.
I'll have to
Pretty
post
awesome.
it.
Maybe
I'll
we'll
have to
post it. Yeah, maybe we'll post it on the Facebook. And it's great. It's a rap about a guy showing you how he's gonna teach you how to make lasagna. So there's that.
That is fully accurate.
It's pretty awesome. It's been interesting. I've been checking out actually some. So Facebook is kind of making this push to, I wouldn't say original content, or I don't know what it's called. So Facebook has this new thing where they're trying to promote videos in a different way, and they kind of turn different pages into shows that have episodes, right? So some of it's original content, some of it is just somebody else's original content that you can find on Facebook, right? It's the what's it called? The Explore feed or something? Or
I don't know, but they'll have new episodes of stuff, and it's
so you click watch, and some of it's like real weird. Some of it's just normal videos that you would see on Facebook anyways, but they're kind of put in a serialized form,
right?
I guess. So it's been interesting. I've been checking out some of those about there's one about that's like throwbacks. It's all it is throwbacks. So it'll be like,
is that the name of it?
No, I'm trying to remember what the name is. I'm trying to scroll through and find what the name is, but it's like about stuff from days gone by.
Cool.
And so it'll be like 25 years ago today, this show ended. It's whatever show I'd never heard of, but there's also one that I've been following. It's called Dust, and it's Dust Short Films. And so it's, I believe, every day they post a sci-fi short film to Facebook. So sometimes it's them sharing other people's original things that they've gotten permission for. Sometimes it's them doing ones that they made. So it's interesting. They're hit or miss. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are pretty indie and weird, and
sounds like I'd love it.
Yeah. Some of them are in German with subtitles. Black and white. But
Facebook is weird. The way that they distribute video content, I will get sucked into just watching random YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, random Facebook videos.
Well, yeah. So like, especially on the mobile. So you click a video and you watch it to the end, and it automatically decides another video to show you.
Or you can swipe up to skip it.
Yeah, right. And sometimes they're related, sometimes they're not. And somehow they're all interesting.
Well, and the more that you
lasagna video today.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you watch it, I think it tailors what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Based on those providers. So yeah, I've totally gotten sucked into that.
Yeah. So I found some interesting things through that in this new Facebook Watch thing. But outside of that, definitely we just moved into the last season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So we're on season 7, and it's feeling good. Yeah.
Nice. I've been watching, I'm continuing to keep up on The Good Place. Tim, have you seen The Good Place?
Okay. Was that a firework or what that was?
Tim had some weird stuff going on.
Weird neighborhood thing going on. So funny story. I've been working out a lot. Not that funny. Awesome.
That's hilarious.
It's awesome. No, the funny story is that I've for several weeks in a row, I've found that I was at the gym at the exact same time on Thursday nights.
Nice.
When The Good Place is on right in front of the ellipticals. And so I have watched maybe 2 episodes of it from the middle end of the season. So I kind of know the big secret behind.
Oh, that's a shame.
But, it's real weird and interesting and very weird.
That it's a shame because the reveal at the end of season 1, which we're not going to spoil here, was so much fun.
Yeah, right.
So much fun. So that's a shame that you kind of already know it, but
it might. Yeah, so it might be interesting to binge it, knowing what's actually going on.
Sure.
And what's happening with everything. Yeah. So
The other thing I watched a bunch of is I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but I always watch
Yes.
the clips from it afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
This past episode, I may have to watch because the clips from Will Ferrell hosting Saturday Night Live.
They're comedy gold.
He killed it.
Yeah.
It made me think that they should bring him back as a regular cast member. Like, just pay him whatever it would take, bring him back.
Just pay him whatever. And even if he's in every other episode, let's make it happen.
Oh, the opening monologue was kind of weak.
Yeah, it was weak.
So many of the sketches.
Kind of the typical he plays George W. Bush thing. Right? Was that the opening? Yeah.
That was the opening sketch, and then he had a monologue.
Sketch. Okay, I didn't see the monologue. Yeah, you're right.
Both of them were a little weak.
But both of them are weak. I think he's done the George W. Bush thing so much.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, obviously it's gonna be political, but it wasn't as ridiculous as I thought it would be.
Right.
So that surprised me. But yeah, it was like kind of meh. But yeah, a lot of the other sketches.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it was like old school Saturday Night Live with some of the new cast.
Yeah.
So
it was really good. If you haven't seen it, check out some of those because some of the clips were just so brilliantly done, which I can't say very often of a lot of SNL shows. Like I still check out the clips, but none of them are that great.
Yeah.
So next, so we wanted to talk. There have been a lot of TV shows that have been revived. I mean, most recently we've had, a Will and Grace season start up again. Psych just had a movie come back. Fuller House is a couple of episodes in, or a couple of seasons in.
Yeah.
And they just announced Roseanne, I think, is coming back later this year.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard.
Arrested Development has a 5th season coming later this year.
Sometime.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about shows that you would want to be revived. And the reason I started thinking, like, what shows would work really well to have revived? And I think I came up with one. Now, this is one that, like, you may not necessarily think you need this show to be revived, but you do.
Okay.
But you'll realize that you do.
So I'm excited to find out because Ben has told me absolutely nothing.
Right.
This is this is like a cold read here.
So this is gonna first, it would be on Netflix or Hulu or one of the streaming platforms. And this is my elevator pitch for a revival season of Home Improvement.
Okay.
Here it is. Why isn't that playing? I had music that was supposed to play. That stinks, right? Oh, I will totally edit that later.
I just did it. Nope, I just did the sound. It's live on YouTube right now. I did it.
Oh, because I bet you I have to have it in Chrome.
Oh.
Beer.
Are you going to edit this out too?
I probably will. And then throw it at the end. Let's see. There we go. All right. My elevator pitch for a new Home Improvement season. While adjusting to being the patriarch of an expanding extended family of grandchildren, Tim Taylor is provided the opportunity to revive his popular home improvement show Tool Time by a streaming television company. While desiring to relive the glory days, Tim and Al butt heads with their young millennial producers. Now tell me that's not a show that you would watch.
I mean, I would definitely watch it. if Tim is on board and whatever the name of the guy that plays Al Borland.
It's got to be Al.
I don't think his real name is Al.
It's got to be Al.
But I'm in. I'm totally in. Oh man, that show was awesome. It's funny because did you watch any of Tim Allen's show Last Man Standing?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of in the spirit of Home Improvement, but oh man, I can only imagine.
Right, but all right. So just imagine the whole season, the whole rebooted season of the Netflix revival is them trying to figure out how to bring Tool Time to Netflix.
Yes.
So it's going through that like
Real meta.
pre-production, real meta,
Real meta.
real commentary on old media versus new media.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the last episode, they finally air the new episode
Yes.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Right. So real meta, real
good.
fun, you know? It's a good pitch, right?
I'm feeling it.
Netflix, call me.
Yeah, Netflix, hit us up, Incredible Critics. Okay, so what about Wilson? Right? I mean, is he alive still?
No, he died like right after that show finished.
Oh, that's sad, actually.
Yeah. So
that was like what was keeping him around.
I don't know. I
don't
know
more
where he died
importantly
from him, but that sounds depressing, and I don't want to talk about it.
More importantly, would he still come back? Sorry.
I mean, they could dig him up and ask him.
That's gross, Ben.
Is that the line? Is that where the line was?
I think you crossed the line.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that's good. I'm looking up some Tim the Toolman Taylor action here.
Right. You know, we're now what, like 20 years later, something like that. When did that finish?
Yeah.
1999, almost
99.
20 years.
Ooh, it would be perfect.
It'll give us 2 years a little over a year of pre-production.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Get it ready to go. Come out like summer of next year.
I'm looking up. Okay, so where are they today?
Right.
Where are they today?
All right, look, we know we can get Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Do you think he's hungry for stardom again?
Done. He's hungry. That's why
he's hungry. He is starving for stardom.
I mean, Tim Allen and Patricia Richardson are going to be the hardest to get.
What is the last thing? Oh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was on Last Man Standing. I forgot.
Of course he was.
He was a boyfriend or something.
Of course he was, because he still looks like 18. Yeah, no,
probably.
I think we can make this happen. Netflix, call me.
Okay, and Zachary. So the one son that was the jock,
right?
Kind of son. Is he the oldest one?
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Tokyo Drift. You know what I'm saying? What was he in recently, though? He was on an episode of Burn Notice.
None of them were in anything.
That was 10 years ago.
Patricia Richardson had the best post Home Improvement career, and nobody's heard from her in like 10 years. So
that's true. And then the youngest kid, I mean, what is going on with him?
Yeah. No,
I'm voicing Batman Beyond. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody's available.
10 years ago.
Everybody's available. Everybody's got a mortgage.
Yeah.
We can make this happen.
Tim,
what shows? So there have been a lot of shows that have been rumored. What shows to you would you actually want to see come back?
Well, I mean, everybody says Firefly. I'm not going to say Firefly.
I've never watched Firefly because I find it really hard to watch shows that have one season and then abruptly end.
Yeah, right. That's the shame. The shame I think in it was that the universe created in Firefly had so many possibilities and was so interesting. And then it was just cut short, right? A similar show which had about 3 seasons and was actually surprisingly good, in my opinion, was the Terminator's The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I heard that was like drastically underrated.
Yeah, it was super underrated. It had one of the chicks from Firefly, the crazy one with the
in this post Harvey Weinstein world, we need to refer to them as female leads.
One of the female leads from Firefly that was a little female lead who had crazy powers and was crazy. Was that a joke, Ben, or are you serious?
This is totally a joke.
It's both, but it's not.
But
it's not a joke. We can't joke about that, Ben. Who else was in it? The crazy queen from Game of Thrones. She's on Game of Thrones. She's a queen. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. She has short hair.
Anyway, Sarah Connor Chronicles.
So she was Sarah Connor. And so now that she's like really, really a lot more famous, hey, maybe she could come back. I don't
There
know.
you go.
And I can't remember who the son was, but yeah, that was a good show. It had a lot of promise, and I think it ended. The series finale was kind of a surprise, and it ended with John Connor being sent into the future by himself.
Spoilers.
Well,
That's one thing that bothers
it's never
me.
going to be resolved. What can I say?
That's one thing that bothers me when it comes to time travel shows or
Yeah.
movies or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to solve the issue of a paradox or not introduce a paradox at all.
Right.
And if you just like gloss over a paradox, like I'm not okay with that. It immediately takes me out of the show or out of the movie. Like I just don't.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
So would you
Yeah.
want Office reboot? I think we've talked about it on the show before.
We
but
might
I
have talked
can't
about it before. I mean, I would totally watch it. I would. The stipulations, though, for it to actually be good would be they would have to get at least, I would say, at least half or more of the cast back.
Definitely.
And it's a big ensemble, and I don't know if there's reasons. I don't know if there's like going to be a reason to have them all in the same place again.
Right.
And then the other stipulations would just be that the writers, just getting all the same writers back from maybe the third to last season.
Right.
No, I love all of The Office. That's one of those shows we've definitely talked about that it's just rewatchable.
Right.
And it's aged well, I think.
It has. No, it definitely has. The only thing I would say, you could bring it back without the majority of the original cast if you had Steve Carell.
Yeah.
If
definitely.
you had him, you're
him
still set.
and like maybe 2 or 3 people.
Right.
And you'd be good. Yeah. He would be good. I miss me some Steve Carell.
Yeah, man.
That would be awesome. He's been doing a lot of great dramatic stuff in film.
Right.
But yeah, I miss me some Michael Scott, I should say. Yeah, I mean that would be it. I would say yes to an Office reboot. I think that would be fun.
Nice.
Reboot, remake,
Revival.
revival,
New season.
Yeah.
The last thing we want to talk about, shortly after last week's episode, the announcements for the Oscar nominations came in. So we're not going to go like in depth on it because it's kind of old news at this point, but we will, talk about some categories. Big nominee winners were Shape of Water with 13 nominations. I should say Shape of Water.
Shape of Water
with 13 nominations.
13, yeah.
And Dunkirk with 8.
With 8.
My man.
Joke's on you, Frankie.
Right?
He can't even say anything back, can he?
It's the best when that happens.
Yeah. It's award season. I mean, I tell you, award season is in full swing. You know what? Something we should have talked about is who are the Razzie Award nominations this year.
When
Maybe
were
we'll
those
save
up?
that for next week. But yeah, so we can hit a few of these.
Yeah, go for it.
So I got a question for you though.
Sure.
Best Picture. When did Best Picture become let's try to pick the top 9 and then narrow it down? I know it's been a few years where we've had like tons of, Best Picture list just grows. It feels like it's getting bigger and bigger. This year there's 9 movies nominated.
So they opened it up after The Dark Knight was snubbed.
Okay.
And so it's based on I could be wrong, but that's why we named the show Incredible Critics, because there's always that possibility.
So just tell us.
They opened it up so you can have anywhere between 5 and 10 nominees.
Okay.
Based on the number of votes that you get. So each year it could be different. Like I think the past couple of years we've only had 8. This year we have 9.
Yeah, right. So among those 9, we got 3 Billboards. We have
which did you watch the announcement of the
I watched some parts of it. Yeah, it was
Okay.
It was just real awkward.
Well,
But
it was
hey,
super awkward.
I'll give it to her. I can't what
I
was
don't know
the
who it was.
yeah? I can't remember who the lady was, but she said Missouri correctly. So
Well, I was
there's
gonna say it was really funny because every time she had to say three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, she would say it differently. She'd be like,
really? Oh,
she'd
I
be
didn't
like,
know that.
Missouri, Missouri. Oh, that felt awkward.
Missouri.
Missouri again. Like
Uh,
it was so
like
funny.
she was real awkward and like she had no idea what was going on. And then
In their
Andy
defense.
Serkis is there and he's just smiling,
Right?
just like I act in so many things as just a face. Um,
Yeah, so three billboards.
yeah, three billboards. What else we got? The Post,
Yep.
Phantom Thread. We have Lady Bird.
Yep.
Call Me by Your Name. Then some of the heavier hitters, I would say, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, and The Shape of Water.
Yeah, so it's looking like for Best Picture, your three kind of it's probably between The Shape of Water and Three Billboards.
Yeah, right.
And I'm hoping Dunkirk has a chance. But I
Yeah.
would say, I mean, The Shape of Water has been cleaning up during the award season.
Yeah, right.
So it's most likely going to be The Shape of Water.
Yeah. It'll be it'll be interesting. I think Guillermo del Toro has won an Oscar before. Was Pan's Labyrinth? Did that get
It
an
was
Oscar?
nominated. I don't think
Okay.
it won though.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So we will maybe fact check that. Maybe.
I'll see what I can do. Why don't you go over to the next category?
Yeah. So that was interesting. Another one I wanted to hit up. Again for lead actor, I just want to put out there Get Out again. Now I know Get Out didn't get the most or the second most nominations, but it got some of the bigger ones for Daniel I can never pronounce his last name. Who is the lead actor in Get Out? And I mean, the biggest thing I think, and was he up for? Yeah, Jordan Peele was up for best director
Best
as
director.
well.
Yeah. So those are two kind of big,
Yeah, that's a big deal because this is his first movie.
First movie, really unexpected.
Yes.
But it also interesting for the director, which I know we haven't technically gotten to yet, but all of them except for Paul Thomas Anderson, I believe, are all first-time nominees.
Wow, for best director.
Yes,
that's cool.
Even Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
So Pan's Labyrinth won 3 Oscars for Best Achievement in Cinematography, Best Achievement in Art Direction, and Best Achievement in Makeup. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but Guillermo del Toro has never been nominated for Best Director until this year with Shape of Water.
So there's like some really, when we just look at director, I mean, it's interesting. It's gonna be.
I mean, it's packed. Christopher Nolan with Dunkirk, Jordan Peele for Get Out, Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, and then Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. I mean, that's a packed house. And like I said, Paul Thomas Anderson, only director to have been nominated before. So chances are it'll be a first-time nominee, unless Paul Thomas Anderson wins. It'll probably be Guillermo del Toro, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's like, who knows? It's that I can't even guess with that category just because, it's like you said, it's packed.
Guillermo del Toro won for the Globes.
Okay. Yeah. He did. He won a Golden Globe. Yeah. And then there was a few others I wanted to go through.
That for your consideration campaign's really working for him.
Yeah. Right. Wait, what campaign? So there's some other really interesting ones. Original screenplay. The Big Sick is up for that.
Which really got that. The Big Sick is probably the one that is the biggest snub this year.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, because it's been nominated for everything. It seems.
Yeah, it's at least gotten a nomination, and it seems odd. But it's tough for a movie that comes out that early in the year to pick up that much steam going into award season. So
right.
You're really ashamed because that's a wonderful film.
Another one, Best Adapted Screenplay. We have some great ones in there. Mostly the most greatest one, Logan,
Yep.
which is I think there's only 2 superhero movies in this whole list, Ben. Aren't you so happy about yourself?
Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah, so happy.
It's that, and I think did Guardians get an Oscar nomination for effects or something? I don't remember. Maybe not. Doesn't matter because
Visual effects, yes.
visual effects, right? Also, Star Wars is up for the visual effects. Also,
Kong Skull Island,
Kong.
War for the
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, and Blade Runner 2049.
I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess Planet of the Apes.
I'd probably guess Planet of the Apes too.
This is the third. I mean, it's one of those things it's like with Return of the King, you know? None of the Lord of the Rings movies were really nominated for anything before Return of the King,
right.
and they kind of knew this was it was like a trilogy building up to a thing, and this, I mean, by no means as big as that, but judging by all the effects in those movies, I would say that's what I would guess. Another one, sound editing and sound mixing. We have a bunch of the same movie. They're all the same movies.
Right.
Baby Driver, Blade Runner, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and Star Wars.
Which I don't fully understand the difference between those two categories, but
I don't either. And I think
I should look it up.
Best sound effects, and I think the other one is best ADR or something. I don't know.
Those are literally the same
is.
thing. That's what I'm saying. I know. Dunkirk's up for film editing, and Dunkirk and I, Tonya just won the Eddie Award, which I think is specifically for editing. And I think I saw something that like in the last 12 years, there hasn't been a movie that won the Oscar for editing without winning that first. So it's really between Dunkirk and I, Tonya for that. Let's see.
I don't know, man. Baby Driver though, because that's also up for film editing.
Yeah,
man, that movie though, editing
really good.
I finally got around to it, and it was wild. Definitely some wild sound mixing, sound editing, and film editing.
Right.
Trying to think through anything else that was like really eye popping and original.
Let me just go through like the lead actors and
supporting.
Go for it. So lead actors, Timothy Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis because he's Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread.
Because it might be his last movie.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire. Lead actress, my bet there would probably be Gary Oldman, or no, it'll probably be Daniel Day-Lewis, but Gary Oldman probably deserves it. Lead actress, Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for The Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep, because she's Meryl Streep, for The Post.
Because she's Meryl Streep.
You're probably looking at Frances McDormand for that one. Supporting actor, William Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, or as I like to call it, a giant screw you to Kevin Spacey.
I mean, that's a huge, keep going.
Yes, Sam Rockwell for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
So is Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, was he the mermaid man?
I don't know.
Or whatever. I'll have to look that up too.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was.
Okay. Or was he like the villainy?
No, because he's older. Michael Shannon was the villain.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, Richard Jenkins, he's like her neighbor or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay. He's like the chick's neighbor, I think. Okay, interesting.
Supporting actress, Mary J. Blige from Mudbound. Yeah. Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water.
Octavia,
I'm probably hoping for Allison Janney because I really like her, and she looked like her performance was great in I, Tonya, but I really don't know because I haven't seen a lot of the actresses in the other movies. But Mudbound, Mary J. Blige being nominated, and it was a Netflix release, so that's
right,
really huge for Netflix.
Well, I mean, the fact that Mudbound is also what else was Mudbound listed in?
Cinematography.
Yeah, cinematography, right? And is she the first female in that
Yeah,
category?
Rachel Morrison, the first female to be nominated for cinematography.
Cinematography. Yeah, so that'll be again really interesting because they got Blade Runner, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, and Shape of Water and
Right.
Mudbound. It's some of these I think are going to be tough. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Yep. It'll definitely be interesting. We got some time. I mean, I believe it's like the first weekend of March, I think is the date for the Oscars.
February?
I think it's
Second
March.
weekend of February?
Is it that
I
soon?
think it's always in February, right after the
What
Super
about
Bowl.
the Oscars?
I think it's the week after the Super Bowl. But is it? I don't know.
I think it's March 4th.
I think you're right, and it's because I would bet it's actually because of the Olympics.
Oh, could be.
Yeah. I think
Could
next week,
be.
sneak peek, everybody. You
Of
might
the
hear us talk
Olympics?
about the Olympics.
Maybe.
Oh, Brittany's cheering. Brittany's like, please talk about the Olympics.
All right, then. Well, now we have to.
Well, only if
'Cause-
Brittany's going to be on the show.
She can
She's
be
just
our Olympic correspondent.
Yeah. That'd be good.
But feel free to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/incrediblecritics or or at 3criticspod.
Yeah, sure.
Pulling a Frankie. Until next week, we are the Incredible Critics.
See, I'm the best, man. I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Oh, that was good. I mean,
I'm the best,
made it.
man.
I
Well, you
feel
know,
like
I think the best thing we had going for us was
no Frankie.
no Frankie.
I mean, that's just one thing that was different.
Not sorry, Frankie.
I'm
That was good.
just gonna